bad artist.
Oh boy, have I got a treat for you guys today.
We all know what bad artists are. If you don't know what bad artists are, then you haven't learned it in school.
You heard it here first, folks. If you don't know what a bad artist is, you definitely didn't learn it in school.
I'm not going to explain what bad artists are right now. Just look it up on Google.
To be quite honest, I had to watch this video several times to understand what exactly they meant by bad artists, quote unquote. As it turns out, they were actually trying to describe beginner artists, and that only beginner artists can be bad artists.
That's right. If you read the title, we're talking about bad artists. If you didn't read the title, then there you go. We're talking about bad artists and why we hate them.
Yeah, it's highly unfortunate that the entire community is against bad artists, quote unquote. Now, if you're not careful, when you're listening to this video, you might actually think that the person making it is trying to defend bad artists. However, that's not their intention at all. They've actually sugarcoated the fact that they're hating on them as well.
For some messed up reason. Nah, bad artists are 99.9% of the time beginner artists.
That right there, that's a great point. I love that point. That you should end the video right there. That's a great video.
I have never, and I mean never, seen a non-beginner artist that is bad at art.
Another excellent point. You deserve a medal. Bad artists aren't actually bad artists, they're just beginner artists. Great points. I love it.
Bad artists, I am 99.9% sure they are the most hated artists in the community.
Please follow up by saying we shouldn't hate bad artists. Please follow up by saying we shouldn't hate bad artists. Please follow up by saying we shouldn't hate bad artists.
Well, except for stealers, tracers, and recolorers. Well, actually they're not artists, they're just people that have absolutely no life.
Well, you tried. I can't tell if you're trying to tell me that bad artists are worse or better than stealers, tracers, and recolorers.
Anyways, that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is the fact that bad artists are the most hated artists in the art community.
Hold up, wait. You did not just say you're too lazy to continue writing text, so now you're gonna put cute dog and wolf photos in instead? You never do this. You did half your video on a blank screen with white text, and now the other half of your video is going to be stock footage. This is so sloppy and lazy, it's going to drive me insane to even know that you did this. On top of that, you already told us that apparently bad artists are the most hated group of artists in the art community, but you haven't even decided on whether or not you're going to tell us why or why not this is true or false.
And I mean in any form of art, like music, shows, digital art, and any form of art, like look at art. It's literally not just digital art. It's not literally just drawing. It's actually doing something with your life.
Newsflash, everybody! If you thought art was just digital art, well, you're wrong. Art is actually not just drawing. In fact, it's doing something with your life. If you're not doing art, you're not doing anything with your life.
You're not staring at a computer screen with a tablet. Like me.
I really hope you didn't make this video with a tablet.
Anyways, I have a question that I've been asking in my mind for quite a while now. Why do we hate bad artists?
Why do we hate bad artists? I mean, without bad artists, we wouldn't be able to make cringe compilations, and where on earth would we get all those great views?
No, seriously. I want you to actually answer that in the comment section below. I think I know the reason why people actually hate bad artists.
And here's where the video goes downhill. But, not to ignore the elephant in the room, your audio quality is beyond poor. Yeah, I get it, not everybody can have an expensive mic. I don't have an expensive mic. But I have recording conditions that I can at least get the highest possible quality from my low quality mic. Whatever that hum is in the background, you need to get as far away from it as possible. You also need to stay a consistent distance away from your mic. And we can't see your face, so express your emotions in your voice. There's absolutely no way for us in the audience to know how you feel about something if you don't convey what emotion you feel about it in your voice when you're recording. That's the way this style of video has to be done, and you get better at that over time the more videos like this you make.
Or the bad artist is That sounds weird. The bad artist is art. They hate the bad artist's art because it's something they don't like.
Oh! Now I totally get it. People hate on bad artists because they don't like their art. How come I couldn't figure that out?
Let me explain in a little more detail.
I don't think there's any more detail you could possibly go into on that point. They don't want to look at bad artists' art because they dislike it or the quality isn't of their standard. That's sort of a one-way street.
If people don't see good quality art, they hate on it because it's not something that they want to see.
Bad art is low quality art and people hate on it because it's low quality and that's not what they want to see. A valid attempt at an actual point.
If you hate bad artists' art, tell me in the comment section if I'm wrong.
You know what, this video is great, because by this user's definition, a bad artist is just a beginner artist. Therefore, every single artist that watched this video was once a beginner artist and therefore a bad artist at some point in their artistic lifetime. So therefore, everybody who hates on beginner artists has at some point hated on themselves. Priceless.
Now, bad artists don't need hate. They need very needed constructive criticism.
A valid attempt at a good point, but what they really need is time to improve on their art and time to learn new techniques and try new elements in their art. Sure, constructive criticism helps, and they don't need all the hatred that's directed towards them, but they can't simply improve because people are telling them to improve. That's not how it works.
But what's the difference between criticism and hate?
See, this is one of the areas of this video that really bugs me because they're trying to compare criticism and hatred on the exact same scale when in reality they can't even be relatable. Criticism is meant to bring the artist up. Yes, here's the mistakes you made, but here's how to fix it. Hatred is meant to bring a person down, as far down as they could possibly go, even to the point of making them to stop doing something. They can't even be on the same scale of relatability.
Criticism is just pretty much hate. Now, beginner artist, that's what beginner artists would say.
What? Did you just address the beginner artist with something a beginner artist would say, but they shouldn't be saying it because they're a beginner artist? I don't even know.
Hate and criticism are completely different things. Stuff, I don't know, but who cares? It's just not the same thing.
I'm glad that you know the difference between criticism and hate, but the fact that you're putting them on the same scale to compare them still kind of bothers me.
Hating is saying, for example, oh, I hate this, it's so cringy.
Yeah, most kindergartners can tell you the definition of hatred.
That's hating and it's your opinion.
See, I kind of have a little problem here too, because the hate on something doesn't necessarily that you have an opinion opposite of it. Even if that is sometimes the case, it's not always. People can hate just for the sake of hating something, or with the intent of hurting somebody. It doesn't technically have to be their opinion.
Criticism is telling the artist the flaws and telling them how they can improve on their art.
Nothing wrong with that definition, short, sweet, and to the point.
Anyways, bad artists are artists that haven't completely experienced the terrible art world.
Wait, what? Bad artists are artists that haven't experienced the terrible world of art, is basically what you just said. So what you're telling me is, if they had, experienced the art community more, they would be better artists? Or that they cut themselves off from the art community and therefore that's why they're bad artists? I have no idea what your point was actually supposed to be there.
They need a lot of improvement.
Yes, which will they will get over time as they practice. You can't just tell somebody to, improve your art because it's bad, and they can magically make it better. Skill sets are developed over periods of time. People need to be able to reference things and follow tutorials and try new things in order to improve their art. Just saying, oh, this is bad, get better, improve, doesn't help anyone at all.
To become better artists on their artwork. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this subject.
Could you please explain to me what the people watching your video are supposed to take from that point? They need to improve in order to improve their art. Do you even realize that that's just a little loop of nothing, that you're just spouting words? Yes, obviously, if people improve, their art gets better. Duh. But what you're saying doesn't help anybody. You're not telling anybody, A, how to give proper criticism, B, how to help young artists or bad artists or new artists improve on their art. You're just telling people what a bad artist is and that people hate them. So yeah, there's absolutely nothing to be gained or learned from this video. Basically all you've said, you could have said in 10 seconds. Bad artists are new artists. They suck. But hey, if they improve, then they're better. That's your entire video. And I can't help but feel like that's an extremely dangerous message to be sending to our current art community. A lot of the members of our art community are very impressionable and young, and they will take this message and they will fly with it. That all beginner artists are bad artists, and there's reason to hate them for that. Please don't make videos like this. Why not target people who actually need to be stopped instead of beginner artists? Are you kidding me? Like, everybody in this community was once a beginner artist and made bad art, quote unquote. So, I mean, what are we even attacking? Give these people 2 years and they'll be amazing artists if they choose to continue practicing and learn to improve. What is even the point of making a video like this? There isn't one. I just can't find it. All I can see is how damaging this type of message could be to our current community, and it's so sad. I guess to finish off this video, the only thing I have left to say is please don't find and attack this user over this video. To be honest, they had absolutely no idea what they were doing and how dangerous the message was that they were sending. But there's no reason to attack or witch hunt them over this. Just let sleeping dogs lie, use your common sense, and don't harass people. Thanks for coming back another week, guys. This was another review video. I'm still kind of playing around with this idea, so I want to know what you guys think about it. You can check out this other great video if you want. Videos come out every single Saturday. If you missed last week's video, you can check it out here on the right. Maybe become a Patreon. It really helps me out and keeps this content going. As always, have a wonderful day, and see you guys next time.